Daniel Defoe, Robinson Crusoe. Venture into the world of Robinson Crusoe, where adventure, survival, and self-discovery collide in the classic tale penned by Daniel Defoe. This book summary takes you on a thrilling journey as Crusoe, a restless and ambitious young man, defies his father's wishes and goes out to sea. From shipwrecks to pirate attacks, Crusoe braves multiple challenges, ultimately finding himself stranded on a remote island. As you delve into this summary, you'll witness Crusoe's determination and ingenuity as he adapts to his new life, learning the importance of resilience, faith, and friendship along the way.
Robinson's rebellious dream. Robinson Crusoe rebels against his father's plans of becoming a lawyer and sets his heart on sailing. His father, a wealthy merchant, disapproves and prophesies that trouble would befall his son. Nonetheless, Robinson persists, determined to explore the world beyond the English middle-class life, disregarding his father's warnings. This book is a story of adventure and perseverance against all odds. From regret to resilience. Robinson journeys from regret to resilience after surviving a series of challenges as a sailor and trader under unexpected circumstances. Robinson's curiosity and desire for adventure led him to board a ship without informing his parents. He quickly regretted his decision after encountering a violent storm that no one on board seemed to take seriously. Fortunately, they all survived and made it to shore. Robinson, unable to face the shame of returning home, journeyed to London, where he met a kind captain who mentored him, shaping him into a skilled sailor and merchant. Tragically, Robinson's new friend passed away, but he continued his newfound profession as a Guinea trader. However, his journey encountered another obstacle when Turkish pirates attacked and took him hostage, forcing him into servitude for a Moorish buccaneer. After years of difficult labor, Robinson saw a sudden opportunity to make a getaway, exploiting the situation and throwing a young boy overboard, as a last resort, which enabled his escape. He befriended another boy named Zuri, who pledged his loyalty and became his companion in subsequent trials. Despite encountering several trials, Robinson developed resilience by learning from his experiences and adapting to survive. Robinson Crusoe's Road to Wealth. Robinson Crusoe, along with his companion, sails 1,500 miles to the Cape Verde Islands where they spot a Portuguese ship. The ship's captain buys Robinson's boat, belongings, and the Moorish boy Shuri, who he promises to free after 10 years of Shuri converting to Christianity. They continue their journey to Brazil where the captain introduces Robinson to a sugarcane farmer who teaches him how to plant and make sugar. Robinson decides to become a small-scale cane sugar planter and tobacco grower, establishing himself as a successful plantation owner. He eventually sends half of his fortune from the first trade voyage to Guinea to London as goods, selling them at a great profit. With the money earned, he purchases a slave and a servant. Robinson's journey illustrates the path to wealth and success through hard work and a willingness to take risks. Robinson Crusoe's ill-fated expedition. Robinson Crusoe, an experienced Guinea traveler, agrees to lead an expedition to smuggle slaves from Guinea and split the profits with a farmer. Although he has the chance to obtain slaves without contributing to the cost of the expedition, he considers this action later on as the biggest mistake of his life. The journey begins favorably, but two massive storms destroy the ship and cause the crew to become separated. Robinson is the only survivor and lands on an unknown island, starting a life-changing experience of solitude and survival. Robinson's survival story. Robinson, the sole survivor of a shipwreck, is left with nothing but a pipe and some tobacco. He faces the daunting task of surviving alone on an uninhabited island and navigating the uncertainty of its perils. However, his resourcefulness shines as he salvages supplies from the wreck and builds a fortified shelter and palisade to protect himself from predators. Robinson's struggle is evident in his journal entries as he praises God one moment and the next admits to confusion and fear. Despite the isolation, Robinson persists and proves his ability to adapt to his new reality. Robinson's survival story. Robinson, stuck on an island, realizes the danger posed by a storm to his powder stock. In order to safeguard himself, he divides its content into 100 canvas packages and hides them in different caves. In the following days, he hunts and milks wild goats for his sustenance, while dealing with loneliness and hopelessness. Despite his distress, he stays positive and takes pride in his accomplishments. He builds a calendar and marks each day to keep track of time. Additionally, he saves pens, ink, paper, 3 Bibles, 1 dog, and 2 cats from the ship wreckage. Robinson's resourcefulness. Shipwrecked merchant Robinson uses his ingenuity to survive on a deserted island. With the aid of a journal, he weighs the ups and downs of his situation, and his spirit lifts as he finds resources and opportunities to make do. Robinson digs a cellar for his belongings and builds a table and chair. He secures his camp, hunts for animals, and uses their skins for shelter and tallow for candles. Dumping the salvaged feed grain onto the ground, Robinson discovers barley sprouts after a month of heavy rain, expanding it into a patch of barley and rice, which he tends for 5 years. A divine intervention. After experiencing a brutal illness from eating turtle meat, Robinson turns to God for help. He concludes that the shipwreck was his divine punishment for not leading a pious life. With newfound faith, Robinson reads the Bible every morning and night, and it becomes a treasured ritual. As he recovers, Robinson explores the island and finds sugar cane, tobacco plants, and grapes which he dries into raisins. He feels like a king and builds a small house for occasional refuge. Robinson bakes bread, keeps domesticated goats, and tames a parrot. God becomes his guiding light and protector in his island paradise. Island Journey. Robinson is stranded on an unknown island and starts his journey to survive. After several attempts, he builds a suitable raft to sail around the island and discovers cannibals on the other side. To defend himself, he attacks one of the cannibals. One captive escapes and becomes Robinson's servant and friend, whom he baptizes as Friday. They spend 3 years together, and Friday learns English, table manners, and Bible stories. Robinson's journey starts when he spots another island, or possibly the mainland, on a clear day. However, he is unable to move the heavy raft he made by himself into the water. He encounters regular downpours, and after finally building a small boat, currents carry him far away. Robinson gives up on his attempts to escape, but eventually, he discovers human remains and realizes the presence of cannibals on the island. After 25 years, Robinson witnesses the cannibals landing in their savage acts. He manages to knock down one of them and kills the second with his rifle. The captive runs away and approaches Robinson's hiding place. Overcoming their language barrier, Robinson calls him Friday. Friday demonstrates his loyalty by killing the remaining cannibal. Robinson takes Friday as his servant and teaches him English, table manners, and Bible stories while maintaining a clear hierarchy of master and servant. In the 3 years that follow, Robinson and Friday become close friends, with Robinson enjoying the theological conversations that he has with his friend. Despite Friday's suggestion, Robinson firmly rejects the idea of eating the 2 dead cannibals. Robinson is grateful for Friday's rescue and namesake and is grateful for the life-saving friendship. A tale of adventure and survival. Robinson Crusoe, after spending 28 years on a deserted island, plans to save several Europeans who have been kidnapped by cannibals. He successfully overpowers mutineers with the help of Friday, a fellow castaway, and offers them a choice to return to England or remain on the island. Robinson eventually leaves the island and becomes a wealthy man after a trip to Lisbon. He travels back to England overland with Friday, surviving harsh weather and attacks from wild animals. After settling down, Robinson's thirst for adventure takes him out to sea again.
In conclusion, Robinson Crusoe showcases the resilience of the human spirit and highlights the power of adaptability, faith, and friendship. Through his gripping adventure, Crusoe learns to survive and thrive by using his wits and resourcefulness, constantly adapting to his ever-evolving circumstances. He also forms invaluable bonds with unlikely comrades and ultimately finds solace in his spiritual journey. This book's summary takes readers through Crusoe's transformative odyssey, showcasing the essence of his story while emphasizing key themes and messages. A tale of survival, self-discovery, and exploration, Robinson Crusoe teaches us the importance of resilience and embracing the unknown.